Yes, common friends, the time for our question and answer. We can start the session by reading the written questions if available. We invite our reason to read out the questions.
Bhante, may I have your permission to present the question given today? Number 1, Bhante, I am following my breath at the nostrils. Should I keep my attention there at the nostrils the rest of the retreat meditation, or let the body decide at each sitting? Thank you.
Usually we say, basically we are paying our attention to the posture. If I am to give little detail in sitting, just be aware that I am sitting. And in walking, for example, you know you are not sitting, you are walking. And any other day-to-day activity, you have to understand basically the posture, that's the entrance. That is the getting into meditation. And once you get into the posture, for example, in sitting, you have to make sure the body is symmetrical, relaxed. And if it is assured, then you may feel what is happening inside the body. Any metabolic action or pressure points, contraction, expansion of the body, that is the second sign, and sharpening of the first one. Once you get into the posture, then you can go into the in-breath and out-breath, or rising and falling, whatever may be happening in the body prominently. So, to make the statement sharper, we can say walking, first be aware that I am not sitting, I am walking. And then there are the detail is touch of the left sole and the right sole. For example, when you are washing dishes or doing any other work, you have to understand the posture. And then after understanding, you can go what is the internal action you are doing in day-to-day activity. While you are sleeping, lying down posture, there and see what is happening. So likewise, you have to understand, take the body posture as the entrance to the mindfulness, and then within the body, what is happening as indicated to prominent action. Whatever it may be, later you may understand what is the most frequent thing as the most recurrent object in sitting, walking, and other day-to-day activities. You don't have pre-decided idea. Whenever you have that kind of an appointment, disappointment is inevitable. That is the point, disappointment can happen. So many, without knowing the practical sequence, whenever they go and expect the breath, if it is not prominent, they become disappointed. Instead, you have to go and see what is happening and make it your pivotal point or object of meditation, and continue. When the mind becomes calm and quiet, you may see details in time to come. So, in other words, we can say your primary object is something evolving one, not a fixed, a permanent thing. So that will give a complete drastic difference, so radical difference for your mindset. All the questions for the beginners coming because they expect permanent, pleasurable, auspicious, controllable object. But if you go right from the beginning, it is impermanent, it's not pleasurable, not pleasant, not controllable. That means evolving object. You will daily go to the meditation as a beginner. Now we go to the second question, please.
During walking meditation, if I walk slowly, I could feel the movements of bending, swinging, raising, pushing, and shifting in a quick, rhythmic way. To concentrate, I noted bend, swing, raise, push, shift with each movement. Then I found I was just saying the words and not focused on the sensation, and I also began to get fatigued by silently saying the words. When I tried to go back to just experiencing the movements without the words, it was difficult. In the case of walking meditation, is this kind of noting unhelpful? Thank you.
Instead of telling that noting is unhelpful, we can say noting has specific time and specific practical utility. So without knowing that if you are going to use it in a blanket way, the equipment will be a trouble for you. So therefore, in walking meditation, I am quoting the part of the last answer I gave. When you go there, just make sure you are not sitting. That's all what you call walking meditation. As far as you know you are walking, that's okay. And ask the mind, how do you know that you are not sitting but walking? Then the practical answer will come. And then follow. And then you can go detail with it, not left, right, or whether to know without noting. Or whenever you see, I will put little detail, whenever you know you are not sitting, you are not walking, sorry, not sitting, you are walking, you have that basic question is, how do you verify it? Then mind has to come, in sitting what kind of a touch, in walking what kind of a touch. Okay, now, if I am to assimilate, or if I am to come out with my own answer for this continuation of the discussion, if you know left and the touch of the ground, then you have to ask what is the difference between the left and the right. And to guide into that, you may know this is left, this is right. Otherwise, without noting, if you can understand, I am walking basically with the right leg, left leg is passive. So I am basically walking with the left leg, and the right leg is passive. Of course, it will take a lot of time for you to understand, unless otherwise you are a football player. And whenever you see these difference, then still if the mind is having enough energy, ready for the progress, then ask what is the difference between lifting and dropping of the right leg and difference between lifting and dropping of the left leg. Now the discrimination and discrete knowledge is advancing. Imagine you can see the difference between lifting and dropping. Of course, it is very prominent. Then you can cut into three: lifting, moving and dropping, with or without noting. So therefore use the tool for its utility value, and then you can see the progress is very dynamic, more than sometimes in sitting. And I would like to add, we prepare 2 video clips for sitting and walking. Walking is very, very popular for the mindful school children. It's only 5 minutes video. If you can get facilities, after 1 or 2 days, you can look into that. Before that, you have to have your own experience, and when you are looking at it, will get brushed. It will get more refined. So, noting, don't let it be mechanical one. Use it. Example given is when you are attending to Montessori classes. When the teacher is writing an apple, let's say A-N-N, A-P-P-L-E, apple. So you have to listen the sound, see the picture, then only you can understand A-P-P-L-E, apple. Apple means this. After a while, by looking at the word, you get the idea without pronouncing letter by letter and reading letter by letter. And then after that word appearing apple in the sentence, there that's the picture only, not reading letter by letter or sound. And then that sentence appear in a chapter, and chapter appear in an essay, and essay appear in a research paper. There, the first day when you are learning the word apple is of course it is helping you without reading letter by letter, word by word. Likewise, mind is slowly cumulative in your experience. So therefore, noting necessary, labeling or noting necessary at the Montessori table. But imagine if you are learning the second language. Again, you have to use the same thing. That elderly people find very difficult to learn the second language because they are very arrogant. They are not happy to be childlike, beginner's mind. So therefore, meditation is something like learning second language. There also, if you can label it or note it as much as it is useful, slowly you can understand where to use and where not to use. Then you become a skillful person using the tool. Otherwise, මොඩවඩුවා අවුදත් එක්ක කරපත. How to say in English? With his tools. Otherwise, the carpenter will quarrel with his tools. He do not know how to use it. Instead, he damage himself as well as the damage the tools because he do not know how to use it properly. So, we are going to the third question.
Dear Bhante, during sitting meditation, my mind will become calm, without much activity or wandering off. But I feel it is a more dull state of mind than true calm. How can I tell the difference? And how can I correct the dull state of mind? Thank you.
The dullness is the opposite of very dynamic, not the term dynamic, the desirable state. So the Buddha says, desire is the cause for your suffering, the dullness is the answer. So you have already appreciated, you have already come across it, how to appreciate it, how to be long with the dullness, that is what we call yogic life. When the dullness comes, understand it, I will put it this way, is it due to the effectiveness of your mindfulness, or is it a distraction for your mindfulness? So I'd like to ask that question from the person who has written, if he or she is happy to answer. Yeah. So my question is, the dullness appear, you have no why. Dullness appear, do you consider it as a result of your effective meditation or mindfulness, or is it a distraction or disturbance for your mindfulness?
Yes, now that you say it's distraction,
So that means you do not know how to appreciate this dullness. Otherwise, if the desire arises, if the desire, raga, what are the other synonyms? Enthusiasm, that means the samsara. That means you are creating more and more suffering. The opposite is dullness, boredom, monotony. So it's already with you. That means you are already done away with your samsaric suffering. But you don't know how to appreciate it. You don't know how to be with it. So therefore you have to be like Pollyanna. Yes, you must try to find a reason to be glad when that dullness happens. Understand? So how can you explain in your terms, your words?
well, I can see it clearly. That is teaching me something. And then I read with it and looked at it mindfully and just realized this is a certain state of mind.
The reasoning is, this is not a problem for the mindfulness, this is an answer from mindfulness. This is because of my past practice. Now I can see. And I found another parallel word. I don't know how by this appreciating. When Sigmund Freud is explaining about the Western psychology, he mentioned, I can reduce hysteric level of trauma. I don't know the terms, how I am pronouncing. hysteric level of trauma reducing to the day-to-day unsatisfactoriness. So you have to accept day-to-day unsatisfactoriness, otherwise you are asking for big troubles. So when you know how to put up with this normal day-to-day dullness, day-to-day boredom, day-to-day monotony, you are done. If you try to be more smart, you will go to the hysteria or hysteric level of trauma instead of the day-to-day unsatisfactory. So coming to the day-to-day unsatisfactoriness is our endowment. It is our game. That's the immediate answer from mindfulness. So it is so cheap. It is so easy. You can come into mindfulness and dullness within few hours, within few minutes. Every one of you experience it, but you do not know how to appreciate it. You do not know how to be glad with it. So you are asking quick methods to go to panic, go to disappointment. Put up with this dullness, and whenever it happens, you must make a reason to be glad. Now I am really sure, I am mindful.
Thank you.
Not only that, you have to teach others also this art.
Thank you.
We have a question in English. අවසරයි මහඳුරනේ සම්මන් භාවනාවේදී දැකෙන පය වම් පය ඔසවනවා තියනවා තබනවා ගැන සිහි කිරීම පමණද යෝග මම මෙතන කියන සතියේදී කර්ම කිරීමේදී අවට පරිසරයේ සිත යොමු කිරීම බොහෝ විට ඉබේම යොමු වීම වැරදිද මතක පාදයන්ගේ සිටීමට අවශ්‍ය වකට කයකට කරුණාවෙන් උපදෙස් දෙන්න අපතේ සමාදන් වීමෙන් පසු අසුන්නත හිත ගැනීම අපක බැවින් වැඩි වේලාවක් විමසිතීම පසු බැවින් මේ ගැන විමසමු.
So what about the people, those who do not understand Sinhala?
First part was already answered in very question. Dr. Sakunaggi.
So we'll ask the first part of the answer in Sinhala from Halako. For that particular person's benefit, you have to tell that.
I know the first part is already answered. The second one
second one is it's a misunderstanding. We take the precepts as not to take grandeur and high seats. So that means you can take seats up to your knee level. Beyond your knee level considers a high seat. So therefore, by taking this precept Uchchasayana Mahasayana, it's not telling that you are not taking seats. You are taking grandeur seats like the throne of the king. Or like bar, you have the stools. You climb up. High-rise one. They are considered as Maha Uchchasana. So other things usually in the meditation center is lower than your knee level. So don't worry about that. And yet another indirect answer is in sitting meditation, you are close to the truth of suffering, the first noble truth. Pain. So meditation needs to understand the truth of suffering. So when you sit and wait 10 minutes, you feel it. If you wish, you can avoid the first truth and go to the second one. Or the third one. I think the orderly manner you have to first understand suffering is wherever you go. I took the first retreat in 1979 in Patima retreat in Kandy with not Venerable, he is a lay person, Mr. Munindan from India. He says, even if you are sitting on cushion of air, the pain is there. It is not due to sitting or it is due to the height of the chair. Wherever you may be, this truth of suffering is everywhere. So be friendly with it, be happy with it. And only when you are mindful and be aware of your body, you know it. Otherwise you are doing escapism. Thinking other people, other places, yesterday, tomorrow, and not with the body, so much so, you are going to avoid it. So you are going to get a higher dose as a hysteria, or has a panic attack, or trauma. If you do not wish to have that kind of a damaging thing, just put up with the day-to-day suffering. Wherever you go, so traditional Buddhist people, they never practice meditation because they understand meditation and sitting together. Meditation means sitting, sitting means meditation. They get the figure, the sitting Buddha is the figurative way of meditation. So when you put into walking meditation, they never consider this as a meditation. But the Buddha is the only person gave both sitting and walking, and sit in a comfortable posture at the beginning. And once you develop a certain amount of mindfulness and concentration, the body itself becomes very docile. It becomes very malleable. You can do. At the beginning, don't fight much with the body. Give the comfort. Take symmetrical, relaxed position and let the mindfulness to grow. Once the mindfulness comes, you can adjust. So one thing at a time, that will just be mindful, and later when the mindfulness come up to a level, come up to a maturity, then you can handle it by yoga and doing walking beforehand and adjusting yourself in such a way you are sitting to give the least amount of imbalance or pain. Just be friendly with your body posture in sitting, and later once mindfulness come up to a certain extent, simply you forget about the body. You don't know whether you are sitting or standing. Everything happens autopiloting like. There you can do most of the miracles once the mindfulness exists.
This question also you have already answered. What is the best way to sit with pain while meditating?
Sit with pain. Don't ask for pain. Sit with pain is in the Western cycle so sadistic. You are sitting in you are going to have a cross, nail in the cross, or sitting in such an awkward way. Sitting in the don't give the just like the mother give the comfort to the baby in sitting, in sleeping. Like you are the best person to know when the body is comfortable. So give the most comfortable sitting posture. And when it happens, when the pain sets in, you have to understand before. If you are sitting with pain, you have no chance to develop mindfulness with the posture. Imagine you are developing certain amount of mindfulness with the posture, and then the pain comes in. And there the game is, can you see through the pain and still you can understand you are not walking, you are not sleeping, you are not standing, but you are sitting. Or then you can understand even the pain is there. You can simply be mindful as to I'm sitting, not walking. This is the way you can see through. You can penetrate through the pain, and later even the Buddha accept that your tolerance level slowly increases. And the beginner cannot understand how much pain I can see through, how much pain I can penetrate through. It is given. Daily you are increasing the threshold. You are increasing the tolerance, and more you see through the pain, so much so you can sit with the posture without much shaking. You can maintain your primary object much longer than yesterday, much longer than the last sitting. So that is how it is happening. But at the beginning, you must be most friendly with your body and give the comfort For that, this walking meditation before sitting and doing little bit of stretching. In the sense we can say yoga. And that will help. We prepared a clip for yoga also for children. Now, how to do stretching with mindfulness. And so that is also only a few minutes. If we have facilities or if a few number of people, we can look from the computer also. Otherwise, if you have a video screen, we can look it later in 1 or 2 days' time.
One last question. It's not directly related to practice, but according to Hindu timelines, we are now in the dark ages. How do we keep our balance with all the materialism and sadness surrounding us?
Not in the Hindu this thing, even this American economics wise also in the dark age.
How do we live? Question is, how do we live with materialism?
We are already living. We are already living. We know we are in the third wave. In Fridge of Capra, when he is writing about the Tao physics, he mentioned the civilization earlier went to very high level and self-destructive and came back like a pendulum. We are in the third wave. The last wave was in the Atlantism. Even before there was another civilization, and they go to the very high level, and then it destroyed itself and come back again to the very preliminary level, again the swing. So he rose as the third wave. So it is basically the material world. So therefore you have to understand whatever the materialistic luxuries or kind of thing, if the mind knows its assembly ground, if the mind knows its pivotal value, the mind knows the benchmark, where to go whenever the questions happen, then even the materialistic world disturbed, you can find the equilibrium there. And so there was one person, he's writing, he must be an American. He says now so much of bad things are happening purposefully, destructive. They can't stop it. They are just like addicted. And there are some people try to be least destructive and mind their own business, or try to be mindful. They are called conscious army. Conscious army means they are not carried away, not worrying is the main thing. If you are going to worry, you are the person burning candle on the board. So be mindful, because we can't tell the people. But whatever the destructive outside, you can be mindful, no one can disturb you. So therefore, if you can live one thought moment mindfully, you are giving an answer to the worldwide destruction. In the global heating, the environmental pollution, and consumption of the metal and the materiality, we can't stop it. But when you are mindful, we are not going to be luxurious. We are using only utility value. So therefore, we are in consciousness. I have few application forms if you wish. And you can sign and say, volunteer, I am trying to be more conscious because I try to be more and more in the present moment. It's not so very expensive. And no one can destroy you. And no one's authority is involved. And only thing is boring. Monotonous. Very, very dull. You can see the outside, the moving and rock and roll dance and carnivals and everything. And instead you have to live a life very down to earth, moderate, not with luxuries. And then you are giving a silencer, you are giving an answer to this kind of thing. So it is happening. And when I read the article, I found easy. If all conscious army soldiers are Buddhist, not necessarily. Not necessary. And they get the message. Because people are in such a trend, they can't stop their own momentum. But knowing that, we can stop it. Today one thought moment, tomorrow two thought moments, day after three thought moments of breath. Keep more and more breaths and more thought moments in the present posture. It's a kind of a sympathy and love to your body. Then only you can understand, if you are not mindful, how much you are hating your body. All the time you are hating your body. That is our art. When you are meditating and doing yoga, then only you know how to love your body, how to keep the body symmetrical, how to keep the body mindful, conscious. Then you find very easy to love other people. So therefore, earning a human body is an endowment. Don't waste it. Don't while away and try to be with myself. Here now I am. And then you will understand, even we are separate from the body, we are living in one single mind. So we are living with everyone's mind to plug into and connected into, plug into your body. And one person put it in this way. Body is already enlightened. If you are living with the body, you are enlightened. As far as you are not living with the body, wherever you may be, you are in a hell. It's a self-created, so therefore, decide in a gradual basis. Don't try to be all of a sudden to be 100% in the body. Day by day, find the ways and means how much I can love my posture, how I love my body. So it is not necessarily a Buddhist thing, but it's a quite humanistic approach.
Written questions are over if we can invite.
So is there any clarification or any objections or any criticism or any questions? We have more time.
Okay, if in the daily activity, I really check in my mind that I have tendency to get angry, irritable. So I always check my mind that what the state of my mind. I'm calm, I'm mad, my mind is okay, happy, unhappy. Like this is considered as mindfulness meditation also.
The mind is asking whether mind is happy. You think answer is a fair one, answer is a justifiable one. You are asking the mind whether you are happy, whether you are neutral, whether you are here and now. So there should have a verifiable way, otherwise it is a mind proliferation. Keep on doing. So best thing is you have to ask how far mind is with the body. That's verifiable, that you can say I am in this shape, I am in this posture kind of thing. So you have to understand at the beginning, as far as the mind is with the body, it is always towards the calmness. It's always towards the happiness. So therefore, not asking just mind about the mind matter, with the materiality as a verifiable object. How much it is with the present moment, how much it is with the posture. So that is why in Satipatthana, the first thing is Kayanupassana. Your mindfulness is directed to materiality, because it is verifiable. If it is related to the feeling or perception or any other thing, they are mind-made things. We don't know. We have no yardstick to measure. The term is verified. If you are in a happy mood, mind says, yes, I am happy. Even if you are not in a happy mood, mind says everything is bad. Because everything is ultimately depending on your mood. But when you are looking at the materiality, the posture, concrete thing, then the verifiability is there. So, if I am to cite some meditation masters in Sri Lanka, they are with their teaching to the specific the elders, educated community is looking at the body is not so very advanced. Why can't you directly look into the feelings? Why can't you directly look into the mind life? So people believe that more than the body, believe in the contemplating on the feeling or mind is much higher. But how to compare it? How to verify it? So therefore, used to say, that to start from the 1, 2, 3, 4 system. So body is the posture. So instead of asking the mind from the mind, ask the mind whether you are happy with the body, happy with the present posture. More and more you with the present posture, there are more chances for the mind to come and settle down calmly with the present body posture. So it's a kind of loving kindness to yourself. So, and later, mind will learn how to use the body for your comfort and how to keep it symmetrical, relaxed. So meditation slowly becomes not a regimentation, but like a hobby. Whatever you do it in a soft way, friendly way, loving kindness way. So you treat the body as much as possible, mindfulness, and take the body posture as the yardstick, measuring things rather than the mind.
Thank you.
What is the next item after the question and answers?
Walking.
Okay. Question and answer, we have 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
Only 45 minutes we have taken so far.
Be the first way.
So shall we wind up the program and go for walking, or what is the suggestion? And then what will be the next sitting time? What time you have the timetable? I think it's at 5 o'clock.
2 to 3 p.m. question and answer, Dhamma discussion.
Yeah.
3 to 4 walking, 4 to 5 sitting.
No matter which. So instead of 1 hour, we have 1 hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So 1 hour before the session. So if there are no any other statements or questions, kind of thing, we are going to take time for walking meditation.
Yeah.
And for 3 to 4 walking.
Yeah, until 9 p.m.
No. Timetable, right? After the question
PM.
and answer.
3 to 4 walking, 4 to 5 sitting.
Now 45 sitting. We are meeting again at 5 o'clock.
And then 5 to 5.
4 to 5. 4 o'clock.
4 to 5 sitting.
Yeah. We are gathering here for a common sitting at 4 o'clock. We have 1 hour and 15 minutes for walking.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much for the participation.